Hey y'all, welcome to another episode of No Proof Needed, where we sit, review, and have real conversations about life without alcohol. And today's topic is, why did I choose sobriety? My name is Afi and I'm your host. I want to just share more why I chose sobriety. I was debating, did I want to talk about this? Do I want to expose myself even more on YouTube? But I'm going to let you know right now, if you waiting for rock bottom story, that's not going to happen. A wild night recap, that is not going to happen. This is not a cry for attention. We might have those conversations later on, but I got to get more comfortable first. This is just me getting honest about a moment that changed everything. Some of my followers reach out, they're going through their sobriety journey or they want to go into a sobriety journey, but they haven't been able to. And it just made me want to tell them my story. So hopefully they can find motivation to stay sober or at least try sobriety for a while. But you never know. But it's for my followers. It's the message, not the masses. So let's get into it. And before we start this conversation, I gotta have my drink. So today I did a haul at Total Wine. That is now my favorite store to get non-alcoholic beverages because they have such a variety. So this I have never tried. It's an honest review. It's Life Cosmopolitan. After the week I have had, I was like, I need something, a little grown. Cute cup, because that's what they serve them in. And again, the little line, ladies or the fellas, it's okay. You are drinking a martini, this is allowed. So I can tell it's carbonated already. Honestly, Cosmopolitan wasn't my thing. I probably haven't had one since I was in my 20s, so I don't know if it's supposed to be carbonated or not. Maybe somebody can tell me, but let's go ahead and pour this. It's pink. It's the color it's supposed to be. It's making me feel a type of way. And I'm not filling it up. You go to bars and they give you a martini or a Cosmopolitan. They fill it up. You can't walk around. Oh, that's pretty good. So again, Naked Life Cosmo. We'll get to the reviews at the end. I know y'all like, ooh, what happened? Something juicy. No, there wasn't a dramatic moment. It wasn't no crashing out, no blowing up, no DUI, no arrest. Thank you, Jesus. There was a moment in my life where I had to start looking at my choices. I didn't recognize myself. It was seriously like, Afi, what the fuck? Don't act like I'm the only one to talk to myself. Those times where it's like you doing what you always do. It's normal. But suddenly, something ain't right. It's just not right. I really came to myself and was like, Afi, what the hell are you doing? That's what happened. I just realized something that I used to do just for fun, drinking at the club, hanging out with friends, going on vacation. And it just turned into a drink at every occasion. It just wasn't a good feeling. I can't explain it, but when you start looking at yourself, you'll understand. But you have to realize when the peace is not there, something has got to change. I'm all about my peace. I came to the conclusion that I was actually in a toxic relationship, but I didn't know that I was in a toxic relationship with alcohol. Anybody know me in my personal life? I do not deal with anyone toxic, no matter what. But now I'm putting myself in a toxic relationship. And that was the moment I knew the decision had already been made. I just needed to own it. Because if you're going overboard. You just have to decide, do you want to make a change? So during all this, I was functioning, but I wasn't okay. Hindsight. From the outside, I look fine, having fun. I'm showing up. I'm getting things done, But the way I was allowing this habit to grow didn't match who I wanted to be. And it grew so fast, I wasn't aware of it. After all of the above, I would be filled with regrets. That shit gets old. And the unfortunate thing is, it doesn't get old quickly. Even though I wasn't drinking every day, that wasn't the issue. It was when I was trying to refill something that never stayed full. I'm having a good time. I want to keep drinking, It was just a habit for me. So eventually I had to look myself in the mirror and it's like, do you need to drink? Is this who you want to be known as? Which was probably too late, but I did start questioning myself. This question has been circling around my head for the past 4 to 5 years. And what brought this on is because I had a friend call me with some mutual friends in the car. It was like 2 other friends in the car, and they were listening to the radio or something. And the question came up like, you gotta bring that friend who like to get fucked up. Who would that be? And they all said Afi. And they called me. You know, I played it off like I was cool. I laughed about it, but inside it hurts. I was embarrassed, but I couldn't be mad at them because it was true. They know me. That's how they knew me. Even though how bad it bothered me, it didn't do anything because, again, I said that was like 4 or 5 years ago, and I've been on this journey only for 16 months. The math ain't mathing. The math ain't mathing. And that's, you know, you start realizing like the drinking anymore wasn't just a social thing. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't fun anymore. It turned into a routine that didn't serve me, but I didn't realize it. Or no, be honest, I wasn't ready to let it go. It was a pattern. It was a pattern that could have possibly led to self-destruction. Again, thank you, Lord, I'm still here. So when I decided to go on this sober journey, it actually wasn't about quitting. It was more about choosing to be better. I didn't quit drinking because I had to, even though I needed to. I chose sobriety because I wanted my power back. I wanted our feedback. I wanted to wake up remembering everything without feeling guilty or shame, wondering did I say something wrong, wondering if I did something wrong, if any. Again, I did not turn up every time I drank. But no matter what you drink, alcohol will still affect you, whether you get drunk or not. I don't know if you guys know that. You will only recognize this if you stay in tune with your body and your mind. You have to pay attention. You have to be focused to understand what I'm talking about. I also wanted to stop negotiating with myself. I wanted to stop looking for permission to mentally and physically rest. I mean, real rest. It's a fact that alcohol disrupts your sleep, and of course, it disrupts your mind. I've slept so much better. So much better. I wake up feeling refreshed, not groggy, not sluggish. Y'all know how it is after you had too many drinks. You can have one drink sometime and feel all that. Again, that goes back to being in tune with your body and mind and the effects of alcohol. Okay, let me get back on track. The journey was about choosing me and releasing controlled shame and guilt. What I mean when I say controlled, I had the control to stop feeling guilt and shame. But nah, I gotta stay in this toxic relationship that I put myself into. That was a word for somebody. And even though I have yet to tell you guys the whole story, the details, yet, just know this decision came from a place of self-awareness, self-reflection, future thinking. You gotta get clarity. You have to, and I say this probably in almost in every video, you have to get clarity. You have to look in the mirror at yourself and answer those ugly questions about yourself and be honest. For me, that was the road to where we at right now. Now that I have been on this journey for 16 months, I'm excited. Remember, celebrate your wins. What I can say or give advice, if you're in a space where something feels off, trust that. Trust your gut. You know how you feel. You know the truth. You might not be ready to face it, but you know the truth. You don't want to wait for a disaster to happen. And remember, you don't even have to tell anybody you're making a shift. Again, outside of alcohol, you don't owe anybody an explanation to protect your peace. Remember that. Let's be real. I know deciding to not drink is hard for many reasons. Your body becomes addicted, and no matter the reason you started drinking or why you continue drinking, this is your journey. Nobody can make that decision for you. So if someone tells you to stop drinking and you're not ready, it is not going to work. You don't want to stop drinking for anybody else except you. And unfortunately, you have to do it when you're ready. Think about it. That's why so many people who go into recovery for various addictions out of obligation, they come out and relapse because they weren't ready. It's all about taking small, active strides. Like, I'm not going to have that third drink today. I'm not going to have this morning Bailey's in my coffee. That's progress. Own your progress. Celebrate your wins. And just make a decision in your head, and this works for me, just to be 1% better every single day. My sobriety journey isn't perfect. It hasn't been perfect. I'm learning every day. I'm fighting every day. It's about being present and choosing myself. I'm choosing this version over me. I'm choosing healthiness over chaos. That's what I'm choosing. That's what you need to decide to choose. Again, when you're ready. Oh, this has been a good conversation. But let's get back to the drink because it's time to wrap up. So tonight's drink was the Naked Life non-alcoholic Cosmopolitan. Only 8 calories. Alcohol by volume is 000. It is actually good. Some people might say it tastes like juice, but it gives me all the girly feels. All the girly feels, night out, being cute, yes. Oh, if you go to my Instagram and TikTok, I went to this place, amazing. They had these fancy little martinis. Oh, it was heaven sent. I need to go there and try out some more. I only had one and I fell in love with that one. It was amazing. I hope this hit home for some people, even just a little bit. If it did, please drop me a comment. You do not have to tell your story. You do not have to prove anything to me because we are on this journey together. But I would love to hear your thoughts. But just remember, you're not alone. You're not the only one who realized that the old way, it ain't working anymore. Before we go, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this with someone walking into their own version of sobriety and clarity. I think it's definitely worth getting. Again, that's the Naked Life. I like it. Low calories, 0 alcohol. Cheers.